Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on The Blunt Truth. Welcome back. In today's episode, shit, dude. We have a lot of topics stacked. We skipped a week, and the world didn't skip a week. We will be covering the White House Correspondents' dinner shooting. We will be talking about the Hantavirus. We will be talking about James Comey's indictment over the 86-47 seashell photo that he ended up posting about a year ago that they believe was threatening the President of the United States. We will be covering we'll be covering the Hantavirus. We will also be covering Kate Baker, a social media influencer, when she went on the LOL podcast and made some statements about feminism, which I mostly agree with, and she got canceled and attacked. So we're going to get into all that today, and enjoy. Let's get into this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so our first topic is Kate Baker and the LOL podcast feminism controversy. Now, I'm just going to get into this. She went into talking about how she believes chivalry is dead. Why? Because, she just sees a lot of ungentlemanlike people. And, that is genuinely true. And then she goes on to blame it on feminism. And guys, the woke mob did not stop at her. They went after her and attacked her and said this and that and said so much shit. And I'm here to come to her defense. She wasn't mistaking misandry for feminism. The modern state of feminism in 2026 is a man-hate group. They are the Nazis for men, and I'm sorry to say it. The feminist movement in 2026 has nothing to fight for anymore. What it is pure misandry. And I hate to tell you this, and to all you feminists out there, if you're fighting for feminism in the United States, you ain't fighting for shit. The only place where women's rights are problems are outside of this country. Sure, we might have minor problems in the United States, but it's not anything as significant to keep up this movement. In my opinion, if there isn't much in a movement that you can name that hasn't been accomplished that they stand for, then the movement needs to be abolished. I'm sorry to tell all you guys this, but it's just the truth. We've seen all of this shit. We've seen feminism go on since the 1920s. Back then it was essential. Feminism was needed, to bring in the women's rights to vote, to bring in their rights to work, to do all that. But in 2026, what is feminism essential for? For women to make as much as a man? I don't see that as much as an issue. I want you to name me right now, if you're a feminist, any rights that a woman has that a man doesn't have. The thing is, you can't. Because you guys are so locked into this conspiracy, you guys are so locked into this thing, into this delusion that there is some sort of fucking made up, just segregation between the two, where there's some different thing. It's not. And there's not. There's barely any difference nowadays. Men and women are treated equally. It's crazy for anybody to say that there's that much that they're fighting for. Fuck are you fighting for? Everybody is on your side. You got the Barbie movie. You got literally every movie made in Hollywood. You took Will Ferrell with you. Why are you still bitching? The thing is, what are you fighting for? That's my question. Because I just genuinely don't know. And this girl, let's get into her. She is a podcaster, kind of. She's more of a socialite, I think, because she married a TikToker named Cash Baker, who's, pretty famous, I guess. He has some songs out there. He speaks his mind, posts videos, whatever, TikTok dances. I think that's what he got famous for in 2018 when they would do the girl, I want your love, like stuff like that. But the thing is, she was just speaking her mind. She was on a free podcast to speak her mind, and she was speaking how she thought about the modern state of feminism. She never said anything about the 1920s feminism, about the 1940s. She was talking about 2026 feminism, and in no way was she wrong, but all these feminist woke libtards just went after her. And I don't like using the word libtard that much because, look, I'm not MAGA, and I think that it's weird to hate on Democrats with a big fashion. I am a Republican, but I think that it's crazy to just hate on Democrats. But what I need to say is there is absolutely nothing fucking wrong with what she said. What she said was true. She was stating facts, but you guys just didn't like it. You went after her, you did this, you did that, but it doesn't make any sense. And I'm sorry to tell you, she was just speaking facts. What she was saying was that chivalry is dead because of the way that feminism has fought for, and the way that they still fight for to this day. They're like, I want to be able to work, I want to be able to be independent, whatever, and that kills off chivalry. A lot of people just don't like to admit that, but that kills off the fucking, man this, man that, because that makes people assume that women just want to be super independent and that all of them want to. You guys give yourselves a bad reputation, but then you bitch when you can't find a good man, when you can't find a gentleman, but you set yourselves up for this shit. And then they won't leave her alone. She can't give her opinion on anything. They give her the comments with the, were you given permission to do this, or you're wearing pants? That's not very normal. The thing is, feminism doesn't fight for that shit anymore. Feminism fights for a whole lot of nothing, and that's what she was going after. In no way was she going after the old feminism saying, oh, fuck women's rights, fuck voting, I hate my rights. She never said that, actually. She said, I think that men matter, and I think misandry is fucked up. And that is what the modern state of feminism is. That is why so many people are afraid to call themselves feminists. If feminism genuinely isn't misandry, then why are you pushing it like it is? And if it's genuinely not misandry, then change the way that you fight for your feminism. Change the way that you make yourself heard, that you do this, that you do that. You guys are literally posting to this one fucking song because Kamala Harris lost the 2024 election. You're calling it nothing but sexism. The fact is, she's just stupid. She was a DEI. But feminism, they fight for nothing nowadays. So for her, she was just speaking what she thought of, and this is coming from the biggest Trump hater to ever exist. But listen, and then they go into her following. Oh, she's following Donald Trump and Kai Trump. I hate to break it to you, following the president of the United States is normal. Following, no matter who it is, it's normal. I followed Joe Biden and I gave him nothing but shit. I fucking hated Joe Biden, but I followed him. I follow the fucking war criminal, genocidal Benjamin Netanyahu on TikTok. Although I changed his name to war criminal. Don't worry. But, I mean, it's essential. And I'm sorry to say that it's normal to follow one of the family members as well. You act as if Kai Trump posts political shit. She fucking doesn't. She posts about her golf. She posts this. She posts that. She never gets political. Whether or not her family are political, she is not. That's not what she goes after for, and that's not what her brand is about. So I'm sorry to tell you that you can follow fucking Kai Trump because you like her videos, not because you like her because of Donald Trump. And I'm sorry to tell all of you people that, but it just seems like you don't understand that. But you went after that, and whether or not I agree with it or not, it's her opinion. You went after that, and then after you went and you decided just to harass her. And now you guys are defending a racist. Harper's I'm bringing her up, who literally said the N-word on so many occasions. You're defending her because she's like, I'm a feminist. Shut the fuck up. Everything that Kate Baker said was normal. It was good, and it's what a lot of people are thinking. You're mad because she opened her fucking mouth and gave her opinion. And if you think that you're not being sexist by saying that shit, you are, because whether or not you agreed with what she said or what she rambled on, you're still pushing these sexist narratives, these sexist accounts, insults. It doesn't make any sense. You guys are attacking a girl just like you attacked Tucker, just like MAGA attacked Tucker Carlson. These Democrats who don't understand that feminism is fucking dead are attacking an innocent woman who just posts content, and it doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you to your face that I don't think that fucking feminism is still alive, and I would love for you to tell me a case where feminism applies to the United States in 2026. One right that you don't have, one thing that you're losing. An abortion is murdering a baby is not a fucking normal right. It is not a basic human right. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say, thou shalt let a woman fucking obliterate her baby and kill it. Nowhere in the Bible does it say, thou shalt let a woman end her fucking baby's life because she doesn't want it. Nowhere does it say that. So the fact that you guys are trying to use that as an excuse is embarrassing. And what I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not losing any rights. You're losing the right to murder somebody. You're coming out here, you're freaking out at this woman for having an opinion saying that I just want chivalry. I want men to be gentlemen. I want this. I want that. Feminism is killing us. We need to stop it because feminism in the year 2026 is not helping anything. Feminism is hurting us because it is. And maybe in 1925, it was beautiful because guess what? Women had no rights. Women were treated like shit. But now we look forward and what we see is feminism is not needed. And the United States, at least, I'm not going to speak for other countries because guess what? I'm America first. I don't give a fuck about the rights that a Muslim has in Iran or that a Muslim has in Saudi Arabia or that a Jew has in Israel or that I don't give a fuck because I'm American. I'm a Catholic American. But what I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to open my mouth and I'm going to say it. Feminism is dead. And it's not needed in the United States. In the United States of America, we don't need feminism. Feminism is gone. Feminism is dead. What they stand for is absolutely nothing. And it doesn't apply to anything in the United States anymore. Everybody and I'm not, listen, this is not me saying that sexism isn't a problem, because guess what? Sexism is a problem. But feminism doesn't tie into sexism. Legally, women have the same amount of rights as men, and legally, women are treated as equal as men. Not personally. I'm not saying that sexism isn't a problem, because sexism is a problem. Racism is a problem. But what isn't a problem is how many rights a fucking woman has in the United States. Because I'm sorry to tell you, there's nothing up for grabs there, dude. You took everything. You took all your Christmas presents. Why are you asking for more? There's nothing left for you to grab. Santa didn't bring anything else. Because guess what? You have the equal amount as your brother. You have the equal amount as your husband. The Easter Bunny, Santa, whatever. They didn't bring you anything else. Because you guys all have the same equal amount. Yeah. Maybe he said, I'm going to leave a little coal on the side for the sexism that people still have. But guess what, motherfucker? That doesn't matter. Legally, you have the same rights as a man. Legally, you're just as fine as a man. Legally, you have nothing wrong. And so going after a woman because she's saying that she just wants to be treated like a woman, because she wants to be treated like a girl, because she wants to be treated with class. You're attacking a woman because she is saying that feminism is dead in the year 2026, that modern state of feminism is just misandry, which it is. And you're attacking her. A woman, by the way, who doesn't even post political shit. She just spoke on how she felt about feminism, and you're going after her like, I bet she supports Trump too. I bet this. I bet that. Shut your motherfucking ass up. You Democrats and you liberals wonder why nobody likes you anymore. You wonder why you have no fucking supporters. You wonder why everybody calls the leftists lunatics, radical, everything. You wonder all this shit. But you know what? It's your fault. And I'm sorry to tell you the truth, but it is. You guys have put yourself up in this position, and you attack somebody that thinks that it needs to stop. You attack somebody that thinks that feminism is pointless and that it's just hurting you guys. Because guess what it is? Saying, I want to be independent, I want to be just like a man. That's going to pull in less chivalry. That's going to pull in less support from men. That's going to pull in less... less class, because you guys are acting like you want to be the men. So go the fuck ahead. It's just not how it was built to be. I'm not saying stay in the kitchen and fucking cook, but I'm saying that if you're still fighting for this fucking delusion that in the United States women and men don't have at least a majority of equal rights is fucking stupid. And that is the reason why you are not getting these classy men that you bitch about not having. It's because you are fucking yourselves up. You guys are fucking yourselves in the ass. You're ruining yourselves and you're bitching about it. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Oh my gosh. I wonder why no man wants me. But you have purple hair, a septum ring, you post fucking feminist edits on your story about what's happening in Iran. If you guys genuinely cared about women's rights, you wouldn't try to fight for them in the United States. You wouldn't try to, fight for sexism, because that's never going to stop. I'm sorry to tell you. Racism will never stop. Sexism will never stop. We are an imperfect world. I'm sorry to tell you, it's just going to happen. But if you genuinely cared about women's rights that were actually being held bad in different countries, like you repost about, like Billie Eilish is talking about, like all these fuckers are talking about, then you know what you would do? You would go to those other countries and protest it. Or you'd stay in this country and you'd protest it. You'd make it damn fucking well saw that you were done. You would do more than just post a fucking TikTok, repost and edit. You do more than that, because what this shows to me is you genuinely just don't care about the country, about the countries or the rights, because you only care about what happens to your abortion right. If you genuinely cared about women's rights at fucking all, then you go to these other countries where it's being held, at ransom, where it's being held bad, where it's being held against people. You would go these places and you would defend it, because I'm sorry to tell you, it's just not that big of a problem. It's not, and you know it isn't too, and that is your fault, and that is why you guys don't fight. You sit there and you just talk your shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna lose my rights. Can't name a single right you've lost. You can't name a right that you don't have in the United States, at least. And I mean, come on. We saw how bad feminism was, after, the fucking stupid bitch orange guy, Trump, when he won, and they started shaving their fucking heads. We saw how bad feminism was at that point, but now you guys are just still pushing this shit that, like, it's a problem in the USA. It's not. And if you genuinely cared about these other countries that you fight for so much, you'd go there and you'd protest. But you know what's funny? You couldn't give two lesses of a shit about any of these places. And I'm sorry to tell you, you couldn't. And you can't. You don't give a fuck about women's rights. You give a fuck about your right to murder a baby. And now, just because somebody thinks that chivalry is dead, and that civil, and that, men being civil with women and being kind to them and being gentlemanlike and being classy, because a woman thinks that, because a woman has that opinion, and you guys are so welcome to for women to speak their minds and push their opinion, you're attacking her because she doesn't fit your narrative, because she doesn't fucking stand with what you believe in. And genuinely, modern day feminism is misandry. I don't know what to tell you. You attacked her so bad to the point where she had to release a fucking video saying, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. Bitch, you know what you meant, you meant it, and I agree. The conservatives are on your side. The people who aren't on your side are the bitches with the blue hair, the septum rings, and the libtards. And I hate to say that word once again, because I don't like Trump, I don't like MAGA, and I feel like MAGA overuses that shit to the point where it's cringe. But, I mean, genuinely, you guys are just fucking yourselves. You're fucking yourselves, and you're bitching about it, dude. And you attack this girl for having just a fraction of a thought. But you're all for platforming women until they're against your misandry. Because, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of you bald people that are saying men deserve to die. All men need to die. We don't need men in this country. Men should fucking die. That's what all you say, right? But the thing is, if it wasn't for a man's sperm, you wouldn't be here. I'm not trying to say anything, but a woman can't get a woman pregnant, a man can't get a man pregnant. I mean, it's just this is genuinely what you guys are. You're a man hate group. Everything you fight for is to oppress men. And I hate to say this, but we need like masculinism or something, right? Because you guys have feminism, we need like mascism, something. But what we need to do is we need to stop fucking pushing this shit like it's active. It's not. The Nazis stopped. The Nazi group, the original Jew haters, they stopped because the movement has nothing to fight for anymore. There's neo-Nazis, but they're not broader Nazis. They don't know what they're fighting for anymore. They don't have anything to fight for anymore, so they're done. And I'm not calling feminists Nazis, but they need to stop. The feminism in America needs to stop because you guys aren't fighting for shit. And you attack a nice Christian girl who has any fucking opinion of her own. You guys are disgusting. And what I'm just going to tell you here right now is don't come here bitching about not getting a great man that'll love you when you're saying all men are shit. They need to die. This and that. Don't bitch. Because it's all your fault and you're still pushing this feminist. Oh, I don't have any rights. I don't have any rights. You're still pushing it. And you bitch about it. And it's just full on embarrassment that I get from these people. And I can't believe that they still push their narrative. It has to stop. It has to stop because if you guys actually cared about women's rights, then you wouldn't just fight for abortion and what's happening in the United States, which is a whole lot of fucking nothing when it comes to women's rights. Actually, Donald Trump is more of a pro-choice cuck than any of you guys. So, I mean, it's kind of all that I have to say for this topic, but it's just you guys do so much to oppress men, to make men feel weaker, to make men feel like they are haters for even, or pieces of shit for even living on this planet. But then you bitch when you don't get a real man, and you attack a woman who thinks that it's not okay to be a misandrist. So don't come here bitching when you can't get your perfect dream life when this is what you do. Feminism in 2026 in the United States is misandry. Sorry to say. Now, in our next story, former FBI director James Comey is being indicted. And I'm kind of mixed reaction on this, but what I truly think is, I think that it's justified. Listen, I don't like Donald Trump. It's no secret. I think Donald Trump is a piece of shit. I think he is, 80% a pedophile. We're not completely fucking sure yet, but what I do know is he's a war criminal and he's best friends with a dictator in Benjamin Netanyahu. But what I will say is that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Donald Trump does hold the highest position in the United States, and as we'll get to in our final topic that happened like 2 weeks ago, they did try to get his life, but I'm whatever. I feel a certain way about that. But the FBI director, former FBI director James Comey, posted a photo of seashells last year and they were in the shape, and it said, like 86-47. And I'm just going to tell you how I feel about that. I feel that it is a rightful indictment. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I think it is. And as much as I dislike Donald Trump, I think that this is right, and I think that this should happen. Because 86 is a known mob term. It's a known term for saying kill. If you say you're going to 86 someone, you're saying, I'm going to kill that fucker, right? So saying that you're going to 86-47, which Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States, he's also the 45th, but currently he's the 47th president of the United States, you're saying, I'm going to kill the 47th president of the United States. Now, no, any government watching, I'm not saying that. I am not fucking saying that. I would never do that. But what I'm saying is that's what you're saying, and that's what James Comey is saying by posting that. So I think that the indictment is fully justified. Because look, you don't get to post something like that and get away with it. And I keep seeing the example being brought up by but somebody said that they were going to end LBJ's life and they got left off with this free speech. Dude, I don't give a fuck. We don't live in those times anymore. This is, and the corrupt court system will not, be at hand for this. This is literally a threat at the president of the United States. This guy was the former FBI director. He knows all these terms. He knows what 86 means. He knows all these mob terms. He knows what number president Donald Trump is. And I hate to break it to you, Donald Trump did fire him. So, I mean, it just kind of makes a little bit of sense for him to be saying this. And, I mean, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense why we wouldn't indict him or why we wouldn't try to charge him with something. We see the amount of times they try to get the president, although I don't like him, but we see the amount of times they try to end Trump's life. So why can't we, kind of go after, or try to indict somebody for saying something like that? Because it's threatening, especially it's threatening coming from somebody who used to have big government power. Especially also when they're talking about the President of the United States. Are we joking? Are we kidding? I mean, it's just like, how does this not correlate to you guys? I understand the free speech this, free speech that. But it's a little too close, It's a little too close to be saying this shit, especially when you know the meaning behind all these terms. You know what a lot of this shit means. It's a little close. People saying that this is free speech is crazy, because last time I checked, you can't just say you're going to harm the President of the United States without an investigation by the Secret Service, any sort of fucking, some sort of investigation, especially when it's coming from somebody in high resort of the government, or a former high resort of the government, who knows what all these terms mean, who knows what this means, who knows what that means. Last time I checked, it's just not cool to be saying that shit. So I don't understand how you guys are just going to sit back and say, free speech this, free speech that. Once again, I'm going to make it clear, I don't like Donald Trump, but it's just not cool to do. I would endorse him, or I would condone him being prosecuted if he said it about Biden. I would endorse him being prosecuted if he said it about Obama, if he said it about Bush, if he said it about pedophile Bill Clinton, if he said it about Bush Jr., or not Bush Jr., if he said about the other Bush, if he said it about Reagan, anybody as they were president, I would condone it. I would condone him being arrested, and I would condemn him saying that. Because, look, you're saying this mob term, which it's a mob term. We've seen all the fucking movies. Watch The Godfather and tell me that they don't use some sort of number to implicate. But we know. We've seen. We know what this shit means. We know he's the 47th president of the United States. James Comey sure knows a lot more than any of us ever will. So why can't we hold him to the same standard as we'd hold a normal individual? We hold these other people at high standards when they say something about the president. Biden sure did. Trump sure did. Obama sure did. Why is it a problem when we're going after somebody who used to be in high resort of the government who's saying this now? He's not a normal human being. He was a part of the CIA. We can't hold him at all at a high standard. He's not some normal human being. He knows what this shit means, and the fact that you guys are just defending this makes no sense. Once again, fuck MAGA, fuck Trump. I hate that motherfucker. But once again, it's just it's disgusting to defend. Because the President of the United States, our leader, the man in the highest position of the country, their life is the most valuable here. Because they're here to lead us. So how is it free speech when somebody insinuates that they're going to do something to harm our leader? I just simply don't understand. Because to me, it doesn't seem normal. I wouldn't say it. I don't know anybody that would say it. It's fucked up. So I don't know anybody that would say it. I don't know any human, normal individual. I'm sure you don't. So why is it perfectly okay for someone who was the director of the CIA, for the FBI, CIA, whatever he was, why is it okay for somebody to, of that high power, say that? I mean, he knows the law. He knows these terms. He's been around these people. So you assume that he doesn't mean anything violent when he posts something like that? Oh, and his claim is, oh, I just walked and saw a couple seashells. Fuck, you didn't. You made that shit and you knew damn well what it meant. So once again, why? I've never heard 86 be to get rid of. In any context where I've heard 86 to be to get rid of, I've heard it to be get rid of like this. I've never seen 86 being used like, oh, get him out of here. 86 him out of here. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. 86 sounds a lot more like a mob murder term. And I'm just genuinely shocked that there's dumb nuts actually fucking, like, defending this. Trump might be a stupid bitch. Trump might be one of our worst presidents ever. Trump might be a failure in every sense of the word. He might be a war criminal. He might commit genocide. He might threaten and harm our country every single day. But in no way does that mean that it's okay to threaten his fucking life. Are we joking? And the fact that people are trying to say that there's nothing here that says that is crazy, especially considering who this guy is. He's not your uncle. He's not your neighbor. He's not your friend. He is a man that had a close relationship with past presidents, and he's saying this about the current president, who he strongly dislikes. So why does that make it any less sketchy, right? Why are we saying, like, he didn't mean it, free speech this, free speech that? We should hold him accountable. He's not a normal person. Why wouldn't we hold him accountable? You'd hold fucking somebody in my position, like a political commentator, like you'd hold them accountable, but you don't want to hold the FBI director accountable. It's just it shocks me. It makes me think. And in what way is James Comey innocent at all? I mean, we know when you're in the FBI, you're always in the FBI. And you're in the CIA, you're always in the CIA. Whenever you're in big power like that, you're always in big power like that. That's why I don't trust John Kiriakou. But what I'm saying is, James Comey knows what the fuck he's talking about. So in what way does this at all just scream free speech to you? In what way does it scream, well, he doesn't mean it? Like, in what way does it scream that to you? Because it doesn't scream that to me. What it screams to me is, this dude is threatening our president of the United States. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. He knows what he's saying. Free speech my fucking ass. If you're not allowed in California, or not California, if you're not allowed in Florida to say, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu, I don't like the Israeli government, you could get charged with a hate crime, but you're allowed to say, 8647. They're just numbers. Everybody can use a number. Yeah, but it gets to the point where when you're in a position where you know what those numbers mean, where you know what they can insinuate, and you're just going to use them. It's shocking to me that there's still people defending this. It's shocking to me that there's still people just saying this and that. And it just shows me how wild the Democrats and the leftists are. Because in no way is this free speech, and it's once again just shocking that these people think this. I want you, because this is and more proof that the Democrats think with their emotions, not with their logic. Everything that they think and that they create in their own ideology has nothing to do with logic and truth and facts. It has to do with their morality, their feelings, their emotions. Nowhere does it have to do with any logic. We see how they felt about Alex Purdy bringing a gun and attacking ICE officers in several days leading up to his death. And it's just, guns don't make you smile, people. They end your life. So, somebody of high governmental power in the past saying 86, which is a known mob term, and 47, which is the 47th president of the United States, the number of the president that Trump is, saying those, which clearly it's insinuated what he's talking about. People act like insinuations and illusions don't exist, but it was there. he was insinuating that something was going to happen or that he was going to do something, whether or not he was going to do it or not. It's not a fucking funny joke. You're threatening our leader, especially with somebody, you know who you are. Like, you know the type of person that you are, and you're threatening our leader. But they're just numbers at the end of the day. Let me ask you this. If you call somebody a painter, are they actually a painter? Like a war criminal. We'll say like you call Hitler a painter. Was he actually a painter? Or was he a war criminal? It's shocking in every way to me that these people can sit here and think this is normal behavior. This is a cool beans thing to say. Because it's not. And you know it's not. And you know what he said is a threat. And you won't condemn it. You don't condemn it. You guys are the radical people who want our president gone. I love the GOP. I hate Donald Trump. I hate MAGA, and I hate the rhinos that are leading our party. I think Donald Trump is a piece of shit pedophile. But what I'm going to tell you right now is that he does not deserve death. Nobody deserves death. Morally, nobody deserves death. So in what fucking way does this seem okay to you? Because nobody deserves death, right? Until it's Charlie Kirk, because he was advocating for what happened to him. But, oh, please. The former FBI director, a big leader of the government, he knows nothing. He knows nothing about any of these terms, about what these people say, about what any of this means. He knows nothing. So, him posting this, he doesn't mean it. He means get him out of office. He means this and that. Fuck, he does not. And I want you to look me straight in the eyes and tell me that bullshit again and see what I do. I can't believe that you motherfuckers actually think that. Nobody should threaten our president of the United States. I would condemn somebody threatening Hitler if he was our president, which, ew, don't like him. But, it doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to think it out, but you guys are just kind of sitting here and acting like it's normal, right? Just a little bit of numbers, right? So he's just posting numbers on his fucking social media for nothing. Everything is cryptic. Everything has a meaning. Everything has an underlying, everything has underlying, definitions in them. It's not like he was posting just fucking 1, 2, 3 or something. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Or just posting 1 + 1 = 2 or something. He wasn't posting that. He wasn't fucking posting that. He was posting 8647, which is a known mob term, which he would know is a known mob term because of the position that he was in. And the president, right? And I'm going to make it real clear. I don't like Donald Trump. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't like Donald Trump. At all. But I sure do think that it's weird to threaten our president of the United States, like him or not. Especially in some high power of the government. Like him or not, threatening him, it's weird, it's wild, and it's not acceptable. And it should never be acceptable. So, my kind of ending on this topic, I feel like I rambled a little bit, but I know what I'm saying. It's just, we shouldn't be letting this shit happen. When I come towards the end of this topic, I think, hey, let's stop threatening our president. You might disagree with his politics. I do. You might disagree with the way that he executes things. I do. And that is why you have the power to criticize. That's why you have the power to criticize. I do it all the fucking time. Fuck Trump. Fuck him. I hate him. But I would never say that I would do anything to harm him because nobody deserves to be harmed. The fact that you guys are just saying that it's free speech, technical difficulties. Anyway, the fact that you guys are just saying that it's free speech is laughable to me. Genuinely. Laughable to me. Because, like, what if I said, oh, hey, your grandma? Don't be surprised if she wakes up dead tomorrow. Was that a threat? Or am I just using my example of free speech? Exactly, you'd be angry. And you'd be scared. And you'd be shocked. And you'd think I'm threatening. So how is it not a threat when somebody of high power in the government who knows what all of this shit means is saying, hey, few numbers, but guess what? Our president, that's his number of presidency, and 86. Well, real one knows what that means. Like, wow, dude, holy shit! And people stand for this and say it's free speech. Fuck off. So when I veer to the end of this, I once again, I probably rambled, but I think I got my point out here. It was clearly a threat. If you don't acknowledge it's a threat, then I feel like you have something wrong with you. But it was clearly a threat. We should treat it as a threat. We should indict him. He should go to jail because you don't threaten our president of the United States no matter who it is, no matter what they've done, no matter what you agree with. Let's get to the next topic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just like Olivia Rodrigo said, do you get deja vu, huh? Because we're getting another virus. We're getting COVID 2.0 on a cruise ship boat. I don't fucking know, dude. With a bunch of like different types of races and people from different countries. There was a new virus spotted, and it's deadly. It's already killed like fucking 5 people, I think. It's called the Hantavirus. Haunted? It's fucking scary, dude. Yeah, we might have to go into quarantine for this, and I'll tell you what's happening. So there was this cruise ship thing with a bunch of different people, and then this disease was spreading on it called the Hantavirus, this new one that we've just found, actually. I truly believe that. And, you know, it was spreading around, and it's gotten a lot of people. It's gotten a few people on there. I believe 2 people on that cruise died from it. And a lot of people are just like terminally ill and sick, or just scared because of their health. Scared because of their health. And they've filmed, you know, videos. They're like, please, we're human too. Let me go home. And all I have to say is, bitch, the fucking boat is your home now. The thing is, we've all had to experience quarantine. We don't want it. We don't want more quarantine. I don't want it. You don't want it. We don't want it. And I'm sorry that if you die from that disease on that boat, but that's what needs to happen. And that's what all of us were saying. We were saying, don't dock that fucking boat. We don't want to die. We don't want another pandemic. We are families. So do we, bitch. So do we. We all have families, and we don't want to die from the Black Plague 2.0. But guess what? They docked that ship. They brought those people back to Georgia. And guess what? 5 more cases in the United States of people that have gotten this disease. They're sick, and they're being hospitalized and quarantined. And it's just, I don't want this to happen again. I don't think you want it. I see the people saying quarantine 2.0. It's not fun. You might look back on quarantine fondly, but when you were in it, you didn't want it. You didn't like it. And I'm sorry to say, and this is going to make me sound fucking violent, but I think if a few people die from a deadly illness, it's better than spreading it to the entire world. The fact that you guys docked them out, knowing that this could cause a fucking global quarantine, especially in the United States, sending them to Georgia, it's disgusting. Because it's not like COVID-19. COVID-19 was survivable. COVID was the next fucking flu. Nothing was wrong with COVID. It was not that bad. Anybody who died from COVID was elderly and already gonna die to begin with. The fact of the matter is, the problem is this one is deadly. It's killing young people. It is violent, and it is like the Black Plague. I don't want it. You don't want it. None of us want the fucking bubonic plague. I'm sorry to tell you. And I don't understand why they're docking the ship. And they're acting like it's not going to cause some sort of global pandemic, and it's not going to make us sick. We've only been back in the public since, like, what, 2022, 2021? Or 2022, since we've been able to take our masks off. I'm done. I don't want more vaccines. I don't want to be locked in my house again. I don't want the fucking, no more seeing your friends because they could get this deadly virus and die, and they could kill you. I don't want that. I don't want more of that. So I'm sorry, but a few deaths from this disease sounds better than them coming here and risking us all. I pray that this is nothing bad. I mean, listen, they've been doing this shit for years. The fear factor, monkeypox, remember that, 2022? They were like, holy shit, I gotta go back into quarantine. Guess what? Nobody's gotten monkeypox since. Not a thing anymore. It died off. Then they said something in 2024. I don't fucking remember what it is. But now the Hantavirus. But this Hantavirus is different. It's scary. Seeing the videos, it's freaking me the fuck out. Seeing the cruise ship saying, unfortunately, we have had a passenger who ended up passing away last night. It's like, it's scary. It's not fear factor. It feels real. And I wasn't scared of COVID this bad, but I'm scared of the Hantavirus. And letting these people in, you're putting the American people more at risk. And as America first, I don't like that shit. You could have just let those fuckers die on the boat, to fucking sink the boat, do whatever you can, get this virus away from us. But they won't do that. They'll never do that. They are pushing this narrative that it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But then we have these news sources and these news stations with these real life doctors saying, yeah, this is fucking bad. This isn't your flu. This shit is bad. So why are you putting these people more at risk? I'm not saying that the United States is doing this on purpose, but it's fucking pissing me off. We don't want another quarantine. We don't want another fucking economy collapse. We don't want to die this time. The American people don't want to go to war because we don't want to die. And we don't want this because we don't want to die. And I'm not here to say anything bad, but it feels man-made. Just like COVID was man-made, and it was proven that it was man-made, and they called everybody who said that it was a conspiracy theorist. I genuinely think that this could be man-made. Why do I think that is man-made? Because look, we've never heard of a case of a virus this bad. We've seen what they did with COVID in that lab, Dr. Fauci, everybody. It's just, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like something that could naturally be made. It feels like something that was made by an evil human being, by somebody of high power, by somebody who, I don't know, billionaire? Whoever the fuck they boost nowadays, Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump. It feels like it's made by one of them. It feels like it's made by an elite. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but I don't want to die from a disease that just doesn't feel natural to me. I don't think the Hantavirus is natural. And I'm sorry to fucking tell all of you, I don't think it's natural. It's freaking me the fuck out, I'll tell you that. And it just feels like something this big, an epidemic like this, can't be natural anymore. We've seen what these fuckers have done to us in the past. They couldn't even fucking master the right vaccination to give you for the COVID. So, how do we know that this shit is just perfectly natural? I don't know. And it feels like every year they're trying to push something on us to go back into quarantine. We don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And it's just, it feels fake. Feels fake and gay to me. It feels like they're pushing something on us. I don't want it. Because if it was a genuine, real virus or something that could hurt us, then they wouldn't dock these people out. They wouldn't bring them back home, no matter how much they plead and no matter how much they beg. They are putting us at risk. They are harming us actively by doing this, but they claim to love the American people. Get the fuck out of here. What this is disgusting, and it feels like they're almost trying to push a genocide on us or something. They want us gone because we know something that they don't. I don't know. And I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but it makes no sense how every year there seems to be a new virus, but this one is coming back, and this one hasn't, like, and it's not like the Hantavirus is new. It's been around since the 90s, but now it's getting more viral. Now there's new cases of this, and it feels man-made. It doesn't feel like it's something that was made by a normal person. And the way that they're pushing this is fucking crazy. I can't scroll on my TikTok feed without seeing at least a video about this every few scrolls. And we know who owns TikTok. Oracle. I'm not going to say the Jews, because, I mean, they probably are. I mean, we know that they're big Zionists, Larry Ellison, all those people, but they own TikTok. So they control your For You page. They control what you got on there. And they're trying to push this new Hantavirus. They're making it a trend. This and that. Me during COVID. Me during Hantavirus. It's weird. It's gross. It's scary. And it feels like they're trying to push this on us to scare us, to harm us, to hurt us. It feels like they're trying to put us into another quarantine. It feels like they're trying to mess up our country more. Israel. Just kidding. I'm not going to blame Israel for everything, but it feels weird. I'm not here to say any statement, but I'm just here to tell you, I don't like the way that it feels. I feel like I'm being set up for something. I feel like there could be harm at me from this. I feel like this isn't natural. And I feel like, hey, motherfucker, I feel like there's something going on behind the scenes that I'm not aware of. So, I mean, getting to the end of this topic, what are you hiding? Because we know that you've hid shit in the past. We've seen the shit that you've hidden. You don't care about your own people. You harm your own people. We saw it with the Epstein tapes. We saw it with the sex trafficking. We saw it with the illegal immigrants, what they do. And we saw these people defending it like it's perfectly normal in defending all of this. And we know that they've hidden shit from us. It's no secret. We know that this war with Iran is because of Israel, and it's not for us. So my true question is why? And what are you hiding from us? What are you putting on to us? Why can't I go without seeing a video about the Hantavirus? Should I be scared? Should I be concerned? Why are you docking these people out? Right? You'd think, logically, you wouldn't want to dock out sick people who could get, or create widespread, or hurt more people, or make shit worse, right? You wouldn't want to do that. But you are. It doesn't feel normal. It doesn't seem normal. It doesn't seem godly, and it seems disgusting. And I hate to sound like Candace Owens on this one. I hate to sound like Alex Jones. All these people. I really don't believe the government. I really don't believe any of these people pushing this. I don't know. But it just doesn't feel good to me. It makes my heart drop. It makes a weird feeling in my stomach. And it feels like they're trying to push something onto me. And it's just, I know that they're trying to do something, but I can't put my finger on it. What are you guys hiding? What are you guys trying to do to us? Are you trying to end us? Are you trying to make us less of what we are? Are you trying to mess up the country the most that you can? Because the Hantavirus just doesn't seem normal. The Hantavirus just seems like it's setting us up for harm. It seems like it's not nothing natural. It seems like it's being pushed up by the big people. So what's going on? What's truly going on here? Because I feel like a lot's being hidden from me, but a lot's being pushed right up in my face. Because I'll tell you right now, when COVID was first happening, which was proven to be made in a lab, although everybody who said that it was conspiracy theorists because it came from a bat, that shit was being pushed right in my face. Although I was 8, it was being pushed right in my face. Constantly. COVID, COVID, COVID. COVID this, COVID that, COVID that. 2 weeks off of school was a bunch of bullshit. We were actually basically out of quarantine until the Biden administration, which seemed very weird. And it seems like they could kind of sabotage the end of the years there, but it gives me a weird feeling. So I'm not here to throw out any accusations or anything that's like this and that, but I'm just asking, why? Why does this feel so weird to me? What's going on? What are you doing, government? Because this is why I think I'm more libertarian than I am MAGA. I want to know. What are you hiding? Because you're not telling us much. I don't like how you guys are sitting here and just like zipping your fucking mouth shut. I want to know what's going on. Because it doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel natural. And it feels like it's being pushed onto me. I know it might sound crazy to be saying that shit. Might sound like a conspiracy theorist. But I want to know. And I want you to tell me. I want to know what's going on here. Because why would you dock these people out if you want to hurt us? We know that you hide shit. We know what the government does, and it feels like it's being in my face. It's being pushed in my face constantly. And we've seen this with other things, and we see that the elites do this. We know that Oracle owns TikTok, which is Larry Ellison and his Jewish friends. So, what's going on? I just want answers. Because I feel like you're not being transparent. You're never transparent with us, we know that, but it's just very odd timing. War with Iran, Epstein files, alien files, Hantavirus. Very chaotic for the political world, for life in general. We see how fucked America is. But Hantavirus. And it's just not being said to us. It's not being told to us what's going on. It feels weird. And I get this isn't very political. But who knows? Maybe the Trump administration is posting this. Maybe the DOJ. Something. But it's off-putting to me. Now I want to know what's going on. I'm done with the bullshit-ass fucking faking it out of my face. I want to know. Tell me, because this just doesn't seem normal. It's all being pushed out when it just started happening, 3 days ago, according to you guys, but it's all being pushed out of my face. I know at all what the fucking Hantavirus was. Hadn't heard about it for years. Had never heard about it in my life, actually. But a couple days ago, just like the Juju thing, it's Hantavirus, like, almost like I've known about this my entire life. It's being shoved in my face more than MAGA, more than the Democrats. So tell me, what is this about? Is it some sort of ploy to distract me from what's going on in this world? Because trust me, this world is fucked up. This political world is fucked up, and the United States is fucked up. Is it to distract me? I just want to know what it is. So veering towards the end of this topic, I just want to know what's being hidden from me. Because it doesn't feel like it's nothing. It feels like it's a lot of something being packaged in this box. I just want to know. Okay, now on to our final topic. The White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting. This happened around 2 weeks ago, but, I skipped last week, and I would have covered it if I made the episode last week, but it's time to cover it now. So the validity of this event has been at question for, a lot recently, and I'm just going to give my 2 cents. I think that it was staged. Guys, I know I'm conspiracy theorist Braylon today, but I want to talk to you on why I think it's staged. Look, we're going to be so dead ass. The first, they pulled out the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, before they pulled out the President of the United States, who is the most important person in the country, as I've covered earlier with the James Comey thing. Yeah, the most important person in the country is Donald Trump, and they didn't get Donald Trump out first when there were gunshots. They took out J.D. Vance first, and it's like, I get it, future president, woohoo, but it's just like, why are we going to take J.D. first, but not Donald Trump? I mean, it's just like, it's weird. It's fucking weird. I'm sorry, it's weird. Sue me, I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. Right, so, and then, just the Dana White response to it all. Actually, no, fuck that. We'll cover that after. Just the way that it went down, dude. How did somebody with a fucking gun, how did they get through the security of the White House and get all the way in there to the point where they ran past fucking security and shot the gun 3 times at the wall, not harming anybody? But how does that happen? How does somebody get past security in the White House, which should be the most secure building in the entire country of the United States? How does somebody get by that fast? And how do they get by that fast with a firearm? I mean, coming into the White House should, be a hard task to begin with, but like, with a fucking gun, dude? It's not like it's like you're coming into some like random fucking dude's house who just or some random fucking dude's house who like works a 9 to 5. You're getting into the big ass house that the president lives in, and that at this big ass party where all these people are. It's just like, it feels weird that somehow somebody gets passed through fucking security like that. And I mean, we know what they lie about, we know what they say, we know this, we know that. It just seems fucking weird, and I'm not here to throw out any allegations, any this, any that. It's just, it gives me weird vibes. I don't like thinking about. It's just, it's weird on another level in my mind. I'm just like, how does that shit happen? How does it happen? It's just like, wow, dude. And I mean, if we really want to get into it more, we have like, first, like, the security and shit. But if we want to get into it more, this is the first time Donald Trump has ever attended one of his own White House Correspondents' dinner. And it made big headlines before it happened. Donald Trump is going to his first ever White House Correspondents' dinner. This and that, right? It was big news. Everybody was like, woohoo, we had to finally see Trump get fucking roasted and see how he reacts to it. And then all of a sudden, the day of the first time that he ever goes to his own White House Correspondents' dinner where he's about to be made fun of, shooting happens. And I'm not to say that he set this up or anything, but it seems staged. He just seems like he didn't know what was happening. He was sitting there like, what's happening? I don't like children. What's happening? Like, looking around. And then the Secret Service is like, hey, sir, come with us. And it was like some weak ass, he's like, why are you taking JD first? Why are you taking me? And it just like, it seems like none of them noticed. You heard 5 little fucking bangs. It was bang, 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 bang. But the thing was, you could barely even hear it in the video. All you heard was fucking clacking of forks, knives. That's why I just think it was weird, dude. That's another weird thing about it. You just hear the clacking and you barely hear the bangs. So, was it that severe? Could they have not like restrained him? And it gives me like weird vibes. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't be able to get into the White House that easily. They shouldn't be taking the vice president before the president. And it's just like, it didn't seem like it was some big like loud event thing. And let's get to Dana White's response, the owner of the UFC. I thought it was hilarious the way he was like, that was the coolest thing in my fucking life. They said to get down, I stood the fuck up. Right, Joe Rogan. I'm kidding, Dana White. But it's like, it's just, that also seems like sort of a fake reaction. Because, like, I get it, he was trying to, like, be funny and witty. But, like, that just, it screams more of just, like, the fake shit. I mean, we know what lengths these people go to. So why are we thinking that they wouldn't fake something like this? And yeah, I know it's a fucked up thing to say. But it's like, is it? Is it really? Because we know what they do. We know that what the government lies about. We know this shit. We know that shit. And you can't tell me it doesn't seem weird. It's weird on some level that they let somebody in the White House, the most secure building in the United States. They let somebody in the White House with a gun. It's weird enough for that. And then they take out the vice president. And then Dana White now is saying, so cool. That was so cool. That was so cool. It's just like, it's weird. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's weird to think about. And Erica Kirk. Who would I be not to mention Erica Kirk? I just want to go home. Perfect fucking timing for the camera. Bawling her eyes out, walking with her new man or whatever the fuck. Whoever she's with after Charlie. She's a crazy white supremacist, by the way. White male men are the most important men in America. Fuck out of here. But anyway, she's walking by the camera and conveniently she starts crying and goes, I just want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. I just want to go home. I just want to go. Shut the fuck up. Dude. They didn't even try to hide this shit. We know Erica's an actor. We know she was in the beauty pageants. We know this. We know that. We know the relationships that she had. We've covered it. We've seen other people cover it. We know she's not a good person morally. We know that she's like on some sketchy shit. So it's just like it just makes it seem faked out more. It makes it seem weird more. And I used to hate when they would say like, oh, the Trump shit was fake. The Charlie shit was fake, because obviously it wasn't. But this White House Correspondents' dinner just seems oddly sketchy, especially considering nobody was harmed. Nobody. Not a single person was shot. And that just like, it doesn't seem realistic at all. And how are they just going to restrain him that easily? He ran by fast, dude. He ran by fast. And another thing I want to cover is that photo that they took of them handcuffing him. His arm looked like it was backwards in a way, and it looked like it was used by AI. And I'm not here to claim AI this, AI that. I'm not trying to be like one of those fuckers that are just like, AI. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not fucking doing that. But what I am doing is I'm just saying, it doesn't come off the slightest bit amount of strange to you that part of his arm was like this, like, and then the other part was like this. Like, it wasn't bent like how, like this, like how it is supposed to be. Like, all of it wasn't bent the same. His arm was bent like a motherfucker. It was bent weird. It looked like it hurt. It really did. And we still barely know the details of this guy, dude. We know he's a school teacher. It's like the extent of what we know about him. They're just not telling us a lot. And it just feels like some sketch-ass shit. Inside job ass shit. And we know that they distract us. We've talked about how they've distracted us. It just seems like some sketch ass shit. I'm not here to sound like a conspiracy theorist. I'm not here to sound like a Democrat. But I'm just saying it seems sketched as fuck. We have this white supremacist crying in front of the camera saying, I want to go home. I want to go home. We have Dana White, who has nothing to do with politics, but he's best friends with Trump, sitting there and he's like, I thought it was fucking awesome. They took out the vice president out of the building before they took out the president out of the building. And then we have, war criminal best friend with modern day Hitler, Donald Trump, just be like, really? That's very interesting what they're doing right now. And they rescheduled it. But the thing is, it's like, all of this just doesn't tie into one thing. It feels weird, and it feels like you're sketching me out. Because, like, think, how often does all this shit happen and once? But it was a traumatic event, so of course there's gonna be a lot about it. The lack of footage is like crazy, because think, it's in the White House, right? So the White House has the most cameras of any building in the country. So why don't they have all this shit picked up? Why don't they have all this shit recorded? Why don't they have all this shit? Yeah, they're giving us some stuff, but they're giving us fucking toenails of shit. They're not giving us the full picture that we want. We want to know every detail about what happened if this shit's real, and it's just they're not giving that to us. They're not, and it seems weird timing. It seems sketched out. And it's shocking to me, because it's like, I mean, it's just like, how did any of this get past security? How did the Secret Service act so quick? Because they didn't act that quick when Trump got shot in the fucking ear. They took forever, and one of the Secret Service people couldn't even offload her gun. We remember all that shit, right? But somehow they're super quick. And with the orange man, super quick with all this, but they don't even get the orange guy out first. They get JD Vance out first, and it's sketchy. And then Erica Kirk is like the cherry on top with the I just want to go, bitch, and she acts like she didn't have a part in Charlie's death. I'm not saying that she did, but and then we see how she reacts to all this shit, like saying like they tried to take out our president. Da 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 da. It just feels like they're building off an SNL sketch. Like they're doing the publicity stunt that Duolingo did when they like fake killed off their character. It just like, it's shocking to me. It's weird. I don't like it. I don't, and I feel like they're pushing like a lot of shit onto us to distract us from things like the Epstein files, the war with Iran. You know, Trump was posting that Jesus thing. You know, his blasphemy, his war crimes. We could also go, you know, the alien files that they said they were going to release. It just feels like a lapse of excuses, and a lapse of distractions. Because all this shit seems sketched out, and if it doesn't seem sketched out to you, then you are a good goy. To all of them, you're a good goy. And I get that it sounds fucked up to say that a shooting was staged. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be like Alex Jones saying the fucking Sandy Hook thing. But genuinely, this fucker got nowhere close to anybody. And I hear they're trying to act like he was targeting Trump when literally every important media journalist, political commentator, whatever, they were all in the same room. So, I don't think they were going after Trump, dude. Now, it could have been going after anybody. Literally anybody. Every controversial motherfucker who's ever lived was in the same room. So I hate how we're trying to categorize it like that, but it's just like, how does all this shit just not go to plan? It seems sketchy as fuck. I'm not here to push any conspiracies, but it's staged. There's no disproving that in my mind. I think 100% that is fucking staged. Because if you look, how would all this happen? They wouldn't let this shit happen at like they wouldn't let all this shit happen at like a concert at the airport. But somehow the White House, which holds the President of the United States, which holds the President's colleagues, the President's family, that holds the most important people in this country, somehow that place let all this chaotic shit happen. It doesn't seem real to me, and it doesn't seem normal. This seems like they're doing something to push us away from something, and it's just like, bitch, why? It's just like, it feels so staged to me. It feels like I'm watching an SNL sketch, Saturday Night Live, and they're just telling me, like, you know, to laugh, and I just don't think it's funny. They're pushing this shit on me. The only thing I think that is funny about this is Erica Kirk saying, I just want to go home, because it's the fakest shit I've ever fucking heard in my entire life. These people are fakers. These people are actors, and they're trying to push this shit onto you. They're trying to make you think, oh, the lunatic left, oh, the lunatic right. It's just, it doesn't seem real, and when you really look into it, you're like, that's fucking weird, dude. That doesn't seem real. It doesn't. It seems weird. And notice how none of them got emotional or anything, because none of them noticed that shit was happening until they were like, get down, get down, get down. Usually at a shooting, no matter where it's happening, no matter what's going on, at least people have, you know, better of a response or notice what's going on more. It's just like, that seemed like everybody was fucking out of it, confused, they didn't know what was going on. It was just like, handled so unprofessionally. And although Trump's a piece of shit, he is the president of the United States, so that's like who you want to like hold up, right? That's what you want. And it's just like, it feels like they weren't putting him as the main priority. They were putting everybody else but him as the main priority. Then they got him out. They're like, well, you know, the next president of the United States is more important than the current one. It's just like, it feels so weird, the lack of information we're getting, the shit that we're seeing, like, it's odd, it's gross. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Everything is being closed off from us, and this just feels like it's a big distraction because there was nothing of substance here. We have more details about what happened here than what happened to Charlie Kirk when he was assassinated, and that sounds fucked up. It does, because they're still trying to fucking hide their shit and hide their information. It's weird, and it needs to fucking stop. I think it does. You think it does. We all think it does. Yes, we think it does. Because why are we pushing that constantly? New shooting, new virus, new this, new that. Stop putting fake shit in my face to make me feel bad for you. I'll never feel bad for the government, and I'll never bow down to any of you guys, especially not Donald Trump or any of his MAGA lunatics. It looks so fucking fake to me, and I hate to say this shit. I hate to come off as the conspiracy theorist, but it seems fake as fuck. I don't think it actually happened. The White House Correspondents dinner, the first one that Donald Trump ever showed up to. It was big news headlines. And then shooting. Quick little shooting, though. They restrained him immediately, but somehow he brought a gun to the White House, which, you'd think that it'd take a lot more than just that to happen. They take out J.D. Vance first. Dana White has this crazy reaction. Fucking Erica Kirk immediately, when she's walking to the carriage, like, oh, go home. It's just like, it's all perfect timing. And it's weird that it's like all intertwined with each other. To me, and I might just be to me, it feels like they're pushing some fake shit in my face to distract me from what's really going on. Because if you look, there's war crimes, there's genocide. This world is disgusting. This country is disgusting. What's happening, what we're doing to what we're supporting with Israel, with what they do to the people of Palestine, and what we're doing to the people of Iran. It's just bad. We're not going after the soldiers. We're going after political figures. Or we're not going after soldiers or political figures, we're going after normal people, and that's genocide. But the thing is, it feels like they're always trying to push some shit in our face to keep us MAGA, because they know that Donald Trump's fucking approval ratings in the 20s, so they're like pushing this, but he got shot again, so feel patriotic. Fuck out of here. You just didn't want to take the time to stage that in front of everybody. And it's just like, it's all perfect timing, and it's all weird, and everybody who has a reaction is somebody around Trump, is somebody that supports Trump, somebody in Trump's cabinet, is something, but it's never any of the people that oppose Trump or anything, or anybody who is there. They don't get to have their opinion on it. They don't speak the same ways, and they're not, in the big thing like that. And a lot of them have said that they just didn't notice it was happening. That's how minor this shit was, but we're treating it like it's the most important thing in the world. A messenger, a political commentator got his life ended 6 months ago, but that doesn't matter because boo-hoo. Guy in hallway with gun in White House, which shouldn't have happened to begin with. And we literally see a mass genocide in Palestine every day, but we still fund the country that commits genocide, and what we're doing in Iran right now isn't okay, and the people that we're doing it with, it's not okay. It's just, all this just seems like a distraction to something, and it just seems really fucking weird, and weird timing. Nobody's MAGA anymore. MAGA is a dying breed, and it just feels like they're trying to push more shit in our face to get us to be MAGA again, and it's just weird. So as I veered towards the end of this topic and the end of the video, I think it was staged 100%, because all this shit doesn't tie in for nothing. It doesn't tie in for nothing. And it's just, all really weird, and I'm curious on how all this could happen in that short span of a time, and in the Oval Office in the White House. It's just a little confusing to me. But yeah, at the end of the topic, this is all I gotta say. I think it was staged. It seems pretty fake and gay to me. Seems like they're trying to push something into my face to distract me about what's actually going on. Not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like this is the culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we've had enough? Right, Trump? Right, Trump administration? Right, fucking, I don't even know. Alright, well, that's it for this topic. Okay, well, you've made it through the Blunt Truth with Braylon Crest episode today. I will see you in 2 Fridays from now. I'm not going to have an episode next Friday. It's my new schedule. But, I hope you enjoyed. I think that we spoke very well and oriented about today's topics. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, you should subscribe to me, follow me, whatever the fuck you want to do. But you should, because I feel like I give a lot of insightful shit. I might be a little far right for people, but I like it. I agree. And I think today's episode is a little more conspiratorial, so we might pull in a lot more people. But I like the politics aspect, so you're probably not going to get a lot more episodes like this. But it's just so much that happened for me not to like talk about some shit. So I had to get my takes out here. So I really do appreciate all you guys if you're watching on YouTube. I mean, it's the only place I'm posting this. You may be watching some clips on TikTok or something. I really appreciate all you guys, and I hope that you eat well, sleep well, live well, drive well. I hope that everybody prospers, and lives greatly. And I hope that you agree with my takes, or at least have some good feelings about it. So it was good seeing you guys, good talking to you guys, good speaking directly to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed watching my episode. We'll hit you back with the next episode in 2 Fridays from now. See ya.